Good morning, Arsenal community. Welcome back to your resident Albert J TV. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. As I said previously, copy, paste, repeat with Arsenal. But unfortunately, it's copy, paste, repeat, the sequel. Plenty to discuss. But before we get into it, my Arsenal community, let's smash the Albert J TV intro. And I can see the logic behind the signing, even though some Arsenal fans
We actually worked a good passage of play.
Arsenal and footballing community. Like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to Albert JTV. Good morning, Albert JTV community. I was going to say happy Sunday morning, but happy is not the emotion I feel about my football club at the moment, as I'm sure the sentiment will be shared by many of you. Not just today's game, actually. Not yesterday, today's game. God, even I'm losing the days. Yesterday's game. Yeah, man. You sort of go to games and you're kind of like, I don't know what I'm seeing, man. For me, it's almost apathy. I'm going to be honest with you. But people, before we delve into it, absolutely smash the like button through the roof, through the ballpark, through anything else you can think of. I need it. Just show me some love, man, after yesterday's performance, man. Or results, should I say, more so. Big up to people in the big up to people in the chat box already. I can't even get my words out. You know, I thought, you know what? Let me go a little bit late because I want to sort of make myself a cup of tea. You can see people. Look, here we go. Look, the Arsenal mug. Can you see? So anything that makes me feel good at the moment. Something warm to the system, because I'll tell you what, it was bloody freezing yesterday. But people, smash the like button when you come in. If you're watching live on YouTube, Facebook also, and we're going live on the X feed. So retweet and share if when you come about. Or you know what? You may not even watch it live because you're probably too busy in bed and you deserve it on a Sunday morning. Watch it back on catch up and drop your comments down below, man. We come to the chat quickly. Big up my resident Suge, man. What's it? Suge, tell me, what's it? 11 hours ahead, is it? 8 hours ahead in Australia. Big up, people. Show love to Suge, man. Bruv, you're the best thing I've seen this morning, man, already, man. After yesterday. Where do I even start? Where do you want me to start, people? Where should I start? Where do I normally start when I do a Sunday morning stream? Obviously it's Arsenal, but yeah, Suge told me, hold on, 2 secs, people. 7 p.m. Big up to you, bro, for tuning in, man, because obviously the time difference is mad where you are. Let me adjust the camera quickly a little bit. That's better. Listen, before we get into it, people talk about injuries, for example. So I'm going to start there. And we have got players missing. It's a fact. But I think what's happened this season with Arsenal, especially, when teams in the Premier League in the last, I'd say 2-3 years, were suffering a plethora of injuries, we're facing that now. But I'm going to caveat that. I don't know if anybody saw the Bournemouth-Newcastle game yesterday. Bournemouth were tremendous. Absolutely brilliant. And I'll touch on them a little bit more sort of when I get into sort of the Arsenal stuff. But I think they said they had only 11 senior players fit. Senior players, 11 Bournemouth. And you go and put in a performance like that at St. James's Park. Absolutely outstanding. But when it comes to Arsenal, listen, going into yesterday's game, people asking what my thoughts were in terms of what Arsenal win. I said Arsenal would win 2-1. I went 2-1. I thought it'd be tight. I didn't think it'd be easy. I thought they'd be better than Spurs Villa. The other night when we won in midweek, I was there for that game. Big up to the people for the love, for going doing my little bit on TalkSport. Thank you. It's much appreciated. But yeah, I thought it'd be a tight game. I did think it would be. Villa, I think, have obviously had the permutation of being in the Champions League this season. So maybe their form hasn't been at its best in the league, but they got some good players. Duran, Watkins, Mings has come back at the back with Konza. Matty Cash, I think, is still a very good fullback at right back. They got some good players, man. They got some very good players. Let's not kid ourselves. So it wasn't going to be easy, because Arsenal, as you can tell, are not the free-flowing team we were in the 22-23 season and probably at the start of 2024. So, and one thing I must say, I went to the Everton home game. I went to the Ipswich home game. Obviously been to a few games this season, but I'm talking about them in particular because anyone that was there that day or even watched the game on TV, they were very, very hard watches. Very hard watches. We keep a lot of the ball. We possess the ball a lot. We possess the ball a lot in our own half, which for me is a little bit counterproductive when I'm trying to transition the ball quicker through the pitch. But I thought we started well yesterday. I did. I thought, personally speaking, I thought if you look at it and think to yourself, what did David Raya have to do, especially in the first half, where he was overworked, he had to come for crosses, he had to shot stop. There wasn't anything. I thought Arsenal were completely dominant in possession. But what's happened a lot of Arsenal for me this season, particularly in first halves, particularly in the first 20, 30 minutes, is if you look at where we have possession of the ball in the opposition half to actually when we have it in our own half, I don't think there's that much difference. And I think for me personally, when I watch Arsenal, it's because we move the ball too slowly. I have no problem recycling the ball, but we recycle it far too much and are not, for me, proactive enough in cutting through opposition teams, particularly in the midfield area, getting the ball to the front players quickly enough. We don't do it quickly enough. We take far too many touches, and it makes it easier for teams to play against us. I don't necessarily think even Villa parked the bus. I don't think they did, personally, watching the game, being there and seeing the snippets back. I don't think they did. But I thought we started well. We didn't really, if I look at the first half, did we have really any clear-cut chances? I think Trossard had a shot that was deflected that Martinez pushed round sort of into play, but we didn't really create loads. But I did think, let me come to some graphics. Big up to people in the chat, man. Like I said, smash up the like button. Let me I like to find my graphics, man. I do. But listen, we got the goal. I mean, even I'm losing track when we scored the goals now. So we got the goal with the VAR check with Martinelli. Now, obviously, where you sit in the stadium is very difficult to tell. It doesn't matter where you sit in the stadium. It's very difficult to tell whether the ball's gone over the line. And listen, we moan as football fans about technology in football. And let's be honest, this is one of the main benefactors as to why we needed it in football. Because many, many years ago, before VAR came in, we wouldn't have got that goal. We wouldn't have got it. I can tell you now. Yeah, so we scored in the 35th minute, sorry. Great work by Leo, by the way, who I thought Leandro Trossard had a really good game and stuff. I thought he's really impressive. Great work, good balling. Martinelli does the right thing. You come in off your side of the pitch as a winger. You come in field, and we go 1-0 up. And I thought we deserved it, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't think Villa had the threat of Watkins going in behind when they tried to isolate him one-on-one with Gabriel or with Timber, who obviously played at centre-back, and obviously the Thomas Partey right-back experiment continues, which we'll talk about a bit more. But yeah, we deserved the goal, man. We deserved the goal to go 1-0 up. So that was a good thing. And I thought it was good for it. Like I said, I don't think we let them particularly really get a foothold in the game, really. I'll look at stats a little bit later in a minute. But yeah, we get the goal to go 1-0 up. And I can't really complain at that point because, like I said, I go back to the two games where I was at the Everton game and the Ipswich game. And they were really hard watches, man. Really, really hard, man. But yeah, we deserve to go 1-0 up. And there was no complaints. I think the only issue I saw, it actually almost slipped my mind. I have to bring this up. Now, we talk about, as Arsenal fans, the Thomas Partey thing at right back, right? But do you remember in the first half when we had the throw on in our half and he threw the ball to Ollie Watkins? I could not believe what I was seeing. Like, what is he doing? I mean, the guy I sat next to yesterday, we just looked at each other straight away when he threw the ball to Watkins. And Watkins almost lobbed rare, and that could have been 1-1. Or would it have been 1-0 at the time? I don't know, but I couldn't believe what he was doing. Because listen, let's be honest, right? That game, particularly yesterday, we can touch on things about summer recruitment and the personnel, but that was just such poor concentration. You're throwing we have a throw on in our own half, and he threw the ball to Ollie Watkins. I couldn't believe it, man. I thought, what is he doing? That's nothing to do with being right back. That's just poor play and poor concentration, man. I couldn't believe it. Threw the ball to Ollie Watkins. Big up, thank you, Chris. Jenny, miss you, Jens, man. I can't believe. When are you coming to the next game? Tell me. My next game will be, oh God, you City at home. Manchester City at home. And big up Jenny, man. Love Jenny. Jenny, smash a like on Facebook. You might you watching on YouTube as well. But do both. You can do both, Jen. But yeah, Thomas Partey, Jesus. I mean, he does have that in his game, like the lapses. As good as he is, forget the right back, where he's a right back or he plays in midfield. He has them lapses where he just gives the ball away needlessly. I've got used to him doing that in an Arsenal shirt anyway. But what I wanted to see Arsenal do, because you know what it is? When we got the goal, I'm glad I remembered this. I thought we had a period after we got the goal in the first half for about 5 minutes before half time where we were really dominant and we could have got the second goal to go in 2-0 up at half time. But I thought we ended the first half. I thought we dominated well anyway, but I thought we ended the first half particularly very, very well. And it's obviously we came into the second half and we started well. We did. We started really well. And we got the goal, obviously, through Kai Havertz. I think that's his 13th goal in all comps this season. Fact check me, people in the chat, or when you watch this back. I'm sure it is. That did come up when that was playing. But again, Leo Trossard, another assist. It's brilliant work down the left-hand side. Because what he did, other than what Saka does, effectively, by the way, is sometimes it's not just about being a wide forward and skinning your man. It's about, are you able to be effective enough to get balls into the box, whether that be from the left-hand side of the pitch or from the right-hand side of the pitch. And Kai Havertz makes a move. He doesn't have to do a lot because you've already got the pace on the ball from the cross. So all you got to do is get good contact and get in front of your man. I'll not put my charger in, man. I don't want the stream to go kaput because I haven't charged the laptop, but I should be doing right. Bear with me, people. Sorry. That's better. The ping, man. But yeah, great work from Leo Trossard. And obviously Kai Havertz makes it 2-0. And you're thinking at that point, well deserved. We're playing well. And we get the second goal in 55 minutes. So and then Arsenal fans in the ground yesterday and watched it on TV. Things changed. 5 minutes later, we lose ascendancy. And the first goal, actually, people see it differently, but we had Martinelli go on like a 50, 60-yard run. You're thinking, get your head down and just take the ball further down the pitch. So he's held the ball on. He's held on to it. Villa have got back into defensive shape. So we're down their left-hand side of the pitch. We get the ball to Thomas Partey somehow. Now, I don't know how he's managed to pass the ball back. He's trying to pass it to Timber, but you've got Ollie Watkins in front of him. I'm like, how have you not seen that your man that you're trying to pass the ball to is not free? Watkins is their danger man. I couldn't believe. So, and from effectively, really from that, they go up the other end of the pitch and they score. Unbelievably. Listen, Tielemans' header, Moreno's left foot, it doesn't really matter. They scored. But Mikel Moreno, for a midfield play, firstly, you've got to stop the cross coming in from Luca Dean, who's got a brilliant left foot, by the way. Got to get tighter. Got to close him down. That's the first mistake. Then Moreno is in completely the wrong position. Completely the wrong position. You cannot let your opposing midfield player get in front of you like that. And like I said, whether it's an own goal or Tielemans headed it, I don't really care. The 2-1 game's completely changed. From us dominating, they say goals change games, right? It did. It absolutely did. And we find ourselves at 2-1, and it's a different ball game. Villa have got their tails up. It's 2-1, and it absolutely changed from there. And sitting in that stadium watching the game unfold in the second half, you could see the momentum change, and it got even worse with the second goal we conceded. Where do I even start with this, man? So again, I think the ball comes in. It's a cross from Matty Cash down our left-hand side of the pitch. That ball's travelled a long, long way for Ollie Watkins to be unmarked. I don't know what Thomas Partey is doing. You could look at Havertz a little bit for the goal. The second goal goes over his head. Like I said, you've got plenty of time to see the ball coming in. Thomas Partey, I don't know what he's trying to do. You're stepping out. You know, your man's there. If you actually look at the still shot that they showed on Match of the Day, when Cash is about to cross that ball, Arsenal defensive line is in a pretty good shape. But Thomas Partey, for some reason, unbeknown to me, the other fans in the stadium, you guys watching at home, he steps out, leaves Ollie Watkins free, goal, 2-2. We've thrown away a 2-goal lead just like that in the space of 8 to 10 minutes. It's unforgivable. I've said it on various many streams, right? Whether it be on my channel or on other people's channels. There's so many different fractions wrong with Arsenal in recent months. And I'm saying recent months because I'm talking about that specifically. Defensively, we keep conceding goals, home or away. You've seen the away record. We have not kept a clean sheet in the Premier League away from home since Manchester City, or since I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, we haven't kept a clean sheet away from home for a long time, a long time. And then, like I said, in the space of 10 minutes, the game's 2-2. It's insane. We shot ourselves in the foot. And the issue yesterday was defensively. Yes, Thomas Partey at right back. Timbers had to move into the centre-back role. We've lost out with that. We lost out Partey not playing in midfield. We've got Gabriel left centre-back because he always plays. And obviously, Saliba missed the game through injury. Or slight injury. I can't remember what the actual exact reason was. And we've got obviously Lewis Skelett left back, who he's been phenomenal, who we'll touch on in a few minutes. But there's fractions wrong: midfield, defense, forward line. To me, everything's wrong or off, wrong. Does it matter? We can see it. We said it. A lot of people said it after the Tottenham game. Yeah, we won the game 2-1, North London derby, get one over our rivals. But come on, let's be serious, man. There were still elements to that game where a lot of elements of that game where it wasn't great. And we should have beat Spurs 5-1, but we didn't. But yeah, it's that game changed crazy, absolutely crazy. And even with all what happened, I mean, Tielemans hit the post in the second half on top of that as well. We could have still gone on and won the game. We had the disallowed goal. Listen, it goes from one angle. It doesn't look like a handball. From another angle, it is a handball. I've seen it back. Listen, they go for you. They don't go for you. It's a handball. It was. I mean, people don't want to say it. If Arsenal fans say it wasn't, I'm not going to argue with you because you've got your own opinion, but it was handball. And that's why the goal got disallowed. I think the only thing I said at the time in the stadium was that got given very, very quickly. Very quickly. Hey, but listen, handball. But even still, we had a chance with Leo. And our best finisher at the club, that's who you want the chance to fall to. And he's put it wide. And even if he had scored, they said it was offside. I went back, I watched it. When I watched it back when I got home, it was incredibly tight if he'd have put that away. That it literally could have gone 50-50. It literally could have gone 50-50. If that had been converted by Trossard, but it wasn't. And unbelievably, we've gone from being comfortable at 2-0 to the game changing in 10 minutes due to 2 lapses in concentration and poor play from us defensively, whether that be from our defence or midfield players. And it's cost us. But it's not the first time this season. Not the first time this season. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Now, I'm going to come to you guys. We obviously saw the stat that's been flying around yesterday on Match of the Day. and around the socials this morning. I've got it up. I've actually got it on screen. I'm going to put it up for you guys. You probably saw it. If I can get back to it, let me see. Where's it gone? Also, audio listeners, don't forget, I will put this out on audio for you guys to listen to a little bit later. Let me get back onto the screen. So, Arsenal, 8th draw this season. 8 draws this season. We had 5 for the whole of last season. I said it a few streams ago. I said Arsenal are on course to hit double figures for draws this season. That's completely unacceptable. And that's why we won't win that's one of the biggest reasons why we won't win the league this season. You saw the stat last week in the FA Cup game. Arsenal sitting 8th in the Premier League for goals scored in open play with 26 before the game yesterday, sorry. Wolves have scored more than us open play wise before the game yesterday. Let me be very clear. I think that's the 6th time this season Arsenal dropped points from winning positions. 6. And the stat came up yesterday. If you haven't seen it, read and weep, Arsenal fans. It's dire reading. There you have it. So in the Premier League, points dropped from winning positions in the 23-24 season was 9. That's still too much. Even though we went on a run, losing one game in 2024 to Villa, 9 points is too much. It's way too much. And we said as Arsenal fans coming into the 24-25 season, we cannot afford to have the results we had last season where we dropped points to Fulhams, the West Hams, the Villa games. We are already at this stage in the season. It is the 19th of January. We are a few weeks away from February. We have already dropped 12 points from winning positions. 12 people. Look at that. Matches failed to win. 23-24. I think that must be from winning positions, right? To win. 10. Double figures. We knew we're going up against a juggernaut of Manchester City. And obviously Liverpool this season have been brilliant. People said to me, Liverpool ain't that great this season. I take their forward line twice on Sundays and every day of the week. Even at this point of the season, people, 10 matches we failed to win from winning positions. 10. And it's January 19th. Let that sink in, man. Even if you're a person, an Arsenal fan, that can't stand stats, they're staring you naked in front of your face. Look at that, man. And we're trying to go for a league title, Arsenal fans. We're trying to go for a league title. You cannot do that with stats like that. It's going to kill you as a football team. It's going to kill you as a club. You cannot do that. You can't. It's unforgivable. Now, people say to me, it's injuries. I'll take that partly on board, but it comes back to what many people have been saying before. It's our summer recruitment. You look at that game yesterday. Now, I don't know how you guys felt. I looked at Martin Odegaard in particular, and there was a period towards the end of the first half he looked like he was struggling, whether his ankle or some kind of injury. Ex-footballers will tell you, whether you see them on Match of the Day or Gillette Soccer Saturday, it's very rare they play through their career 100% injury-free. He came out for the second half. I thought we played with 10 men. I thought he's a passenger. But even I was thinking, I said to the guy next to him, said to me, I would have bought him off ages ago, Martin Odegaard. But the problem is, who do you bring on? We didn't have anybody. Sterling was the only impactful sub we could have bought on. Some people said to me, they hooked Martin earlier, probably. But there was no one to come on. There wasn't. That's why Odegaard stayed on. He was on the periphery. Like I said, to me, he didn't look right from the end of the first half. And you saw that in the second half. He wasn't great. So that stat was so alarming. So alarming. You can look at many different reasons as to why Arsenal won't win the league this season. I didn't have Arsenal down to win the Premier League this season. Came in that stadium I'm going to games. Jenny, you might feel like this season when you come to the games. I know Russ probably feels the same. speaking to Russ in great length yesterday. It's almost just, it's like apathy coming, man. Like the football's not enjoyable. When we go ahead in games, we don't look convincing enough to stay ahead. When we go behind in games, I'm not convinced we'll come back. The football is not penetrative enough, if I said that right. I go back to what I said before at the top of the show. I watched the Bournemouth-Newcastle game yesterday. Look at the way Bournemouth played, man. You tell me where you've seen Arsenal play like that in games this season in the Premier League. Tell me. At the Emirates or away from the Emirates, when have you seen Arsenal play football like that? Bournemouth tore Newcastle a new one yesterday. And we know it's not easy to go to St. James's Park and win. So I get you want to talk about injuries, and which is a part of the game, but a lot of teams go through this, man. That yesterday, being 2-0 up and drawing that game 2 was completely unacceptable from the position that we was in. And now we're 6 points behind Liverpool, the game in hand. Even before that game, even before the Tottenham game, I said, if Arsenal to try and come win the Premier League here, we've got to go to Liverpool and win and expect them to drop more points on top of that. And Liverpool have actually left the door ajar for us on many occasions, you know. Yes, Darwin Núñez comes on yesterday and scores a brace within a couple of minutes towards the end of the game. But let's be really, really honest, man. Liverpool Liverpool opened the door slightly in a few of the games this season. This is what really winds me up with some sections of our fan base. They go, Liverpool drop points and they're not that great this season. We're dropping points. Look at this. Let me get the stat back up, man. If people don't bloody believe me. Look. Double figures in 3 metrics this season. And we're not even in February. And listen, the striker thing's driving me mad, man. I don't mind talking about it because I have to talk about it as an Arsenal fan, because I look at recent games, for example, and I look across the league. I clipped it about a month ago now, a month and a half ago. Whether you're going for a Premier League title, whether you're going for top 4, whether you're going for European football, trying to survive relegation, you need a gunman or a top man at the end of the pitch to be in those precise moments to win you games of football, when you're playing well, when you're not playing well. We do not have that at the football club, and we are paying for it. Look at John Philip Mateta at Palace. He's been fantastic in the calendar year, guy, from 2024 coming into 2025. You saw the stat yesterday on Match of the Day. Look at Chris Wood, man. Flying. Clinical. There's one area of the pitch as a football club you have a duty to do. If you're going to throw down the gauntlet or completely throw money at it, there is one position at a football club you have to do it, and that is your forward line. Don't tell me there's not players out there. There is. This is not about ball knowledge now. This is about you as a fan saying to yourself, you know what? What are Arsenal doing here? Throw the bank. Listen, whether you like this, whether it's a Watkins, a Tony, a Victor Gyökeres, Marmoush, who looks like he's going to Man City. Who else is there? Benjamin Sesko. Arsenal Football Club, you have to throw the money at it at a striker position. Of course, it's a bloody risk. There's very few strikers in world football over the last 10, 15 years where you pay over the odds or you pay the money and it comes with guarantees. There's very few you can say about that. But you have to do it because it's priceless. It's priceless. Sticking the ball in the back of net is not easy. But you've got to throw the money. You have to. We always get told it's the summer, one more summer, one more season. Why do we keep waiting one more season to buy a striker? Okay, cool. Sesko doesn't want to come to Arsenal. and wants to have another year at Leipzig, cool. I'm not, if I'm going to be really honest, and I've said this before, from what I've seen of Benjamin Sesko, I'm not overly convinced, but there are some good attributes there. And I don't expect someone to be the finished article at, how old is Sesko? Is he 21, 22? People drop in the chat, tell me. I don't expect any football in any striker in world football to, at the age of 21, 22, to be the finished article. So I'll caveat that and give him that. He may be better in a Leipzig shirt than he is for his national team, for example. But he would give us something different. Strong, quick, 6'3", 4", I think he is. What we don't have. And that is his trade, not trying to stick Havertz up there and do a job. And no, you need to go and get the guy you need to go and get. And what worries me with Arsenal is that I don't see a lot of a plan B option. It's either we identify that person, we'll go and put a cheeky bid in, or we'll I don't know how aggressive Arsenal are in the transfer market. And when I mean aggressive, I mean start early as you mean to go on. It's the 19th of January. We haven't bought anybody in, but we knew Saka was out. We've let Vieira go out on loan. We sold ESR. I'm not saying we should have kept these players, by the way, but I'm saying if you're going to move them on, you've got to bring adequate or better replacements in. We failed to do that. That, to me, that's neglect. That's not a money issue. If people want to chuck PSR at me and, profit sustainability, what's the other one? Financial fair play, whatever you want to call it. But from what I understand, I'm not a financial expert. I'm not Swiss Ramble on Twitter, but Arsenal are not in shabby shape when it comes to possibly spending in January or whenever we go again in the summer. But we're being told to wait, or this is a summer target. Okay, cool. We're bringing Zubimendi in the summer. Cool. We know Partey and Jorginho are not going to be here. But we're almost having to catch up and wait. And if you look at our summer window, let's be really, really honest. We didn't spend a lot. We didn't. We brought money in, actually, if anything. Let me go through the chat quickly, man. I'm going to come back up, man. You can tell the frustration in my voice, man. No, we're not. We're not. That's the thing. That's what's going to wind Arsenal fans up even more. Doug, my Liverpool guy, man. Doug, I spoke to you a few weeks ago when I went to the Everton game. You went to the Fulham game, right? I said, if Liverpool keep their heads, you'll win the league. And you will. And we still got to come to your ground. Doug, let me come to you, brother. Do you know when you went ahead, I had a feeling Villa would get one, they'd get the other one. That defending for the second, though, it's disgraceful, Doug. And I'm being polite by saying disgraceful for the second goal. There is schoolboy stop, the cross, great finish by Watkins, but it's poor defending. Yeah, 100%, mate. Doug, you know I love you, man. You're a Liverpool guy, I love you. But yeah, the defending, when I watched it back when I got home, I couldn't believe what I was watching. When we look back at Darren Nunes' Liverpool career, how many late winners has he had? Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy. Big up Russ, man. We had a good chat yesterday, man. We spoke to one old school gooner yesterday. He's been going since, he said 1968. Speaking facts, man. Russ, hate to say, told everyone so, Dan, yesterday, that last transfer window has cost us more than we'll ever realize. We have ground down Saka, Odegaard, and Havertz will be next. Saliba now out. And the thing is, Russ, what you're saying is right, because we have to be honest as Arsenal fans here. We're not Arsenal players. Football is a short career. You've got some of these guys now that have been at Arsenal 3 going on 4 years. It's one thing tying down contracts, but why would a player want to stay when he can probably win elsewhere at a club better than us? So Madrid will come calling for Saliba because obviously Eder Militao now has had 2 ACLs in 2 seasons. That's wretched. But the likes of Saliba, your Gabriels, your Sakas, as footballers, and football being a short career, and Russ, we spoke about yesterday, we don't know how Saka's going to come back from the injury. We've seen football where footballers don't play until they're 30 because they've had one injury. Look at Jesus. 2 knee injuries now. Many questions to answer, man. Many questions to answer. We also need proper players in the natural positions. None of this shoehorning nonsense. 100%. I'm sick and tired. Jenny's put it. Square pegs in round holes. Why do we keep doing this? You know, looking at playing Timber at right centre back yesterday and Partey right back. We're losing so much offensively. So much. I thought Rice was good yesterday. I thought Trossard was good. I'll talk about one positive to finish up with Lewis Skelly. And the owner has to take ultimate responsibility. Yeah. And we're giving the manager £50 million a year. That's a lot of money for a guy in his first job. Yes, I understand the strides Arteta's taken, but that's a lot of money. We have to be delivering silverware, man. Yeah, here today. Good to see in the chat, man. It's been a while, brother. Listen, people. I think even Lineker said we should be looking at someone like Liam Delap. People go, they'll lose their minds. By the way, here today, because when we got linked with Jared Bowen when he's at Hull, Arsenal fans were not having it. For an example, yeah, square picture. I look at this. I'm getting wound up. Only Gabriel Rare with the natural positions out of our 5 main defense. Mad. And I said it to you before. We can talk about injuries. Bournemouth. Look at that performance they put yesterday. They annihilated Newcastle yesterday. Annihilated them. And they have 11 senior players fit. Let that sink in. Let me come to chat. You guys are popping off, man. Popping off. PSR and FFP were designed to stop the smaller clubs going bankrupt, not like giants like us where it's used to use as an excuse. Yeah. Listen, man, you guys in chat are spitting facts. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to disagree with you, man. Last year was Calafiori's only relatively injury-free season. Good player, but he has a long history of knee issues, Marino, severe overpay. He only had 12 months left on his loan deal. I mean, Moreno, I think Carragher said it. Arsenal should have been looking at a far more dynamic, offensive player than looking at someone like Mikel Moreno. I've not been impressed with what I've seen. Yes, he's tidy, technically good on the ball, but dynamism, speeding play up, no, I don't see that with him whatsoever. I'm going to finish off with one positive, and it's this young man. Exceptional. He was brilliant against Spurs. Maturity, good on one-on-ones, good on the ball. Protected the ball so well. Saka does it well as well. Body strength, and he's been a shining light, really. And Russ, you're in the chat. We talk about standards of this football club. If we're talking about on the pitch, this guy is setting the standard better than some of the senior players at this football club. And I say that with chest. He's been exceptional, 18 years old. We have an 18-year-old spearheading our team in a defensive unit. And naturally, he's actually a midfield player. He's not actually left back, but you look at the way he's playing, and I look at us signing Calafiore, for example, and again, with him, he's injured. Who knows when he's coming back? Who knows when White's coming back? Who knows when Tomiyasu's coming back? There's more chance of me getting a game at Arsenal than some of these guys, but this guy's been a shining light and has outperformed some of his senior peers by far. It's not even debatable. Exceptional. Keep your head up, young man. You've been first class. Mars Lewis Skelly, absolutely phenomenal performances he's putting in. It's just a shame some of his teammates have not shown the standard required to be in this team. I don't take joy in saying that, but even I said it before, even if you are not a stat person, Russ, we say it all the time. People in the chat watching it now and watching this live on Facebook and YouTube and watch it back. You have to go by what you're seeing when you watch the game at the ground or on TV. There's so many fractions of this team that is just wrong. It's off. Like I said, 19th of January today, we haven't signed anybody. Are we active? Don't know. I think we are. Some of the stuff Mikel Arteta comes out with after press conferences, sometimes I'm pulling my hair out. I'm thinking, you're not doing yourself any favors here. I mean, I don't know what he said yesterday, to be honest with you. I have to go back and watch it. I'm sure you guys will tell me. But Russ, we spoke yesterday, mate. I'm going to these games, mate, and I'm sitting there. I don't know what I'm going to get. I know I'm not going to get fantastic football. I know I'm not going to get quick transitions. I mean, I think Potsy mentioned it on 12th Man. He said, I'm going to start coming to the games bringing a Kindle to read, because the football's just, it's better yesterday. Don't get me wrong. I said that, and I said that to caveat that during the stream, that it's better than the Everton home game and the Ipswich home game. But it's just apathy coming to games, man. People will say to me, some of the positive Arsenal fans, you know, it's still a long way to go, and we still got a second leg to in the Carabao Cup, and we're still in Europe. Cool, I'll give you that. I'm not going to argue that as an Arsenal fan because it's factual. But if you're looking at the way Arsenal are playing, is it really filling you with confidence? No. So yeah, people, I'm gonna go because I want to get on the rest of my Sunday. Big up to the people watching live on YouTube and watching this on the X feed, and people, smash a like, please. Smash a like. I'll be next. Oh yeah, let me give a shout out to obviously Arsenal women. Big up to Renee Schlegers getting the job on a full-time basis. She deserves it. I think Arsenal have won 10 and 11 and drawn one. She's brought a calming influence to the Arsenal ladies team. And I'll be there for the North London derby when we play Tottenham on the 16th. Is it the 16th of February or the 15th of February? Yeah, I'll be there. So big up to the Arsenal women. Renee Schlegers done a fantastic job. And she deserves it. She deserves a crack at the whip. They're playing better football now. You know what? What they're doing, what the Arsenal men's team are not doing, they are moving the ball quicker in the final third. And it's no coincidence that Alessia Russo has gone on the goal scoring streak she's gone on for the Arsenal women's team, because they're moving the ball quicker in the final third of the pitch, which is Arsenal we don't do because we take too many touches. But listen, big up to the people in the chat. Love for coming on this Sunday morning. Yeah, listen, we've got a game in the week in the Champions League, and then we've got Wolves. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. I might be doing a watch along for that actually. So look out for that on Judges TV and my channel. So people, like I said, smash the likes. All their listeners, you will never be forgotten. If you've forgotten what to do, people, by now, this is what you should be doing. And there you have it. Disappointing result yesterday, but the way Arsenal been playing this season, when I thought about it this morning, I'm not surprised. Premier League top level sport, you cannot have those stats in terms of from winning positions and dropping points. You can't win a league title like that. Don't care what person you've got in the football club. But people, that is Albert JTV over and out. Like I said, Arsenal throw away a 2-goal lead. We move on to Champions League in the week, and then Wolves away next Saturday. People, Albert JTV over and out.